One of the biggest hyped prospects in Australian MMA history competes September 7th to defend his Australian title.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your main event.
Live from HBF Stadium Festival Hall. Melbourne Pavilion. Not even backstage, we're literally outside.
Was that the best fight card in Australian MMA history?
Call me crazy, but make sure you call me when I'm right.
Be good if the Aussie MMA Instagram page would give us a bit of glow up because we're killing it.
Welcome to the Australian MMA podcast. My name is Mitch Tinley. I am your host, and today's guest is the uber-talented George Mangos. Now, he has sort of exploded onto the scene with multiple first-round finishes and ultimately taking out the pound-for-pound and number one featherweight in Australia in Justin Van Heerden, where he captured the Hex Featherweight Championship with an amazing flying triangle. Check it out. Beautifully executed. Now, the featherweight scene in Australian MMA is thriving now, with plenty of contenders popping up. And one of the most exciting contenders in Jarrett Wilbraham, who put his sort of grudge match with Sam Kikembo away. Jarrett has proved himself to be the number one contender, and he's got some unorthodox striking. He's a good grappler. He can just sort of do it all. He's out of the amazing gym of Freestyle MMA, which actually is home to Justin Van Heerden, George's previous opponent, and Seb Salkilld, who recently took out the Eternal MMA Grand Prix and the Eternal Featherweight Championship. So it's very interesting. Jarrett Wilbraham, George Mangos is going to be, you know, if you're going into the card, you could easily say fight of the night. It could go 5 rounds, it could go 1, but either way, it's going to be fireworks. So let's hear from George on what it's like sort of juggling it all and being a young 21-year-old, and what it's like kind of getting ready for sort of the dreams of the UFC, and instead of chasing belts, he's now defending them. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, George Mangos.
Fuel the fight with Australian-made MMA-inspired streetwear and support the next generation of MMA superstars. Delivering unprecedented support to the Aussie MMA scene, support PRP Global on their journey. 100% of profits go to the fighters. Check PRP Global out today.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. George Mangos, mate, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Mate, you've gone from the little up-and-coming kid to, like, he might be pretty good, to now you really are like the hunted, man. This fight with Jarrett Wilbraham is, I feel like no one in the world thinks it's not going to be exciting. How pumped up are you to defend your Australian title?
Yeah, I'm really Jade. I'm looking forward to it. Like you said, I feel like there's no way this is going to be a boring fight. Jarrett always brings, the heat. He's always in an exciting fight. I feel like I am too. So yeah, it's gonna be a banger of a fight. I know I'm ready. I know I'm gonna try being exciting and put on a show. And yeah, I'm sure Jarrett's gonna do the same.
Did you obviously you kept an eye on the Jarrett Wilbraham and Sam Kikembo fight? Do you think Jarrett won clearly?
Yeah, it was a close fight. I mean, I don't think there was a real clear winner. I mean, if it went either way, I can see why. So, I don't think it was like. I mean, you can't say it's a complete robbery, but it was a close fight. I'll say that.
Obviously, you've been keeping an eye on the sort of the featherweights. It's exciting as ever. Of course, you had Seb Salkilld taking out the Eternal Grand Prix, and then even just Kevin Kophamel in general stepping up and having a great fight against Webb for the lightweight title. What's your thoughts now on the featherweights around? Obviously, your mind is all on Jarrett, but in terms of the guys around, I mean, how exciting is it?
Yeah, it's great. It's good when the division's pumping and there's lots of talent everywhere. Like you said, my eyes are set on Jarrett and focused on him for this fight. But the more people that are in my weight division that are, up and coming and looking promising, it's just going to be even sweeter when it's my turn to fight them and I take them out.
Did you watch any of those fights?
Yeah, I watched both of them. Top fights. I mean, obviously the Harry and Kevin one. Like, yeah, whoa, what a war! Like, no, I didn't expect that personally. I sort of wrote Kevin off, and then he came out and put on a performance like that and went toe to toe with Harry. So at a different weight class and on 6 hours notice. So that was impressive. Same with Seb and Dimps. I mean, it was hard to follow up after that fight to be as exciting, but Seb just did what he always does, sort of fights a smart fight and just wins, or wins each round by round, and it adds up, and then by the end of it, 25 minutes is gone, and he's won again on decision.
Do you ever get almost like jealous of that sort of like opportunity? Like I feel like every fighter wanted that opportunity that Kevin got, where like everyone writes you off, you're on upper weight class, you got quote unquote like nothing to lose, and you got a shot at like winning a lightweight belt. Is that something that you would have loved to have done?
Yeah, it would have been great. Going and proving people wrong, and then surprising people, and then also people backing you saying you won the fight, and it'd be a roller coaster of emotions. And obviously you would have some sort of doubt in yourself, wondering like, am I going to be able to do this? And then to be able to go put on a show like that and perform and rise to the occasion, like it's only going to make you more confident for future fights also.
Do you sympathize with a guy like Harry? Because you're in a very similar boat to Harry Webb, where you're extremely hyped. Not only do you have to beat people, you have to steamroll people, and people are going to be very, very critical of your performances on, if you just squeak a victory past Jarrett, maybe people are like, oh, maybe he's not ready type thing. Where if it's anyone else, it's amazing. But guys like you and Harry have to almost like steamroll people to keep the hype going.
Yeah, no, I think 100% that's the case, but I don't mind, because I set that bar for myself regardless if other people expect that from me. So regardless if other people are going to be expecting that from me, that's what I expect of myself. And if I don't do that, then I'm harsh on myself regardless. But no, I can't complain with the position I'm in. I mean, it comes with its pros and cons, like you said. People will be, maybe if I go toe to toe with Jarrett like Kevin did with Harry, people are going to say like, don't deserve the hype or be a bit fraud checked, but it doesn't bother me too much. I mean, I think I'm going to go out there and put on a show and stop him again, and stop him like I've done everyone else.
You want a war? Are you one of those fighters that every now and then you're like, man, I want that 5-round war?
I mean, to be honest, probably not. I mean, I'll be ready for it. That's what I go through each camp and I prepare for. But no, I would much rather just a quick finish. Or, I don't I don't really plan on breaking my jaw and going to war for 25 minutes.
Like, do you plan in your camp to like you said, you plan for 25 minutes, but do you plan on getting guys away and getting them away quickly?
Yeah, always. That's what I'm working towards every time. But man, I mean, you sort of saw in the last fight, I still was able to finish it in the third round, but I got a great gas tank. I can go at a high pace for all 5 rounds. Maybe we'll see on next Saturday, but I don't think so. But it's definitely there if it's needed.
I could be, speaking out of turn here, but I'm assuming that you wouldn't have been exactly happy with last performance. Obviously the finish, amazing, but kind of what you went through to get there. I mean, I know you're good, but I don't think you were, let's stall for 3 or 4 rounds and then go for the finish type thing. But what did kind of you and Luke and the guys at Lions Den talk about? Like what kind of went wrong in that fight, and what did you kind of need to fix?
Yeah, no, like exactly right. Like I was happy with the finish, but I would have liked to have won every round. To be honest, I think out of all my fights previously, I had never lost a round, amateur and pro. Since a lot of them were first round finishes also. But yeah, I think like obviously Justin came in with a wealth of experience compared to me, so it was going to be a tough fight. And also only having 3 weeks to prepare for him. I think if I had a full camp, I would have won those early rounds also. But yeah, we're happy with the win, but obviously still had to be critical of myself and where I went wrong. And we've been drilling lots of wrestling defense and takedown defense. It was my first, I haven't versed a heavy wrestler ever, and that was a tough one to verse off the bat, like one of the best guys in Australia. So yeah, I'm still early in my career, but I was happy I was able to get the job done. But yeah, there'll be plenty more wrestlers that I'll have to fight, and we'll be better prepared for them because of the fight I had with Justin.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it weird to kind of prepare for someone like Justin, who's like grappling heavy, then kind of not be super stoked about performance and want those like little tweak here and there, and then you have to kind of throw that out the window anyway because you're fighting Jarrett, who's just this like unorthodox striker.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you never know. He could try to take me down, but I'll be ready. But yeah, we've been mainly preparing for his style. His footwork, his unorthodox striking. That's what we've been focusing on mainly this camp. But like you said, yeah, it's a bit what we were working on last camp is completely different.
And you're going up against a camp that has kind of looked at you now 2 camps in a row. Is that interesting?
Yeah, it is. I mean, That's exactly right. It's freestyle twice in a row now. So they've got good featherweights there. That the top of the country got Seb as a eternal champ. So who knows? Maybe 3 times in a row.
Now, I mean, coming up, obviously, it's good to be the hype train, but then now there's a bit of pressure, pressure to sell tickets, pressure to put on a great event, pressure to do this. I mean, even with the Hex card, the interim welterweight title, I believe, has fallen out. So there's a lot of pressure to deliver now. Do you like the pressure? Is it different now than being the guy coming up?
Yeah, no, it's good. I enjoy it, honestly. And as the fights are getting bigger and there's more pressure on me that I need to perform, I feel like I'm getting calmer and more relaxed in these fights. And, I'm going in there with a clear mind and I'm present. It's not getting to me in the cage and I'm thinking, oh no, like I have to perform. It's do or die. Like obviously it is, but I'm not letting it affect my performance or my mentality. I think I thrive under those moments, under those high pressure moments. And yeah, again on Saturday, September 7th, we'll see that again.
And we saw that Quillan Salkilld was at your gym. He's, of course, getting ready for Dana White Contender Series. How far away do you feel from a shot like that? And then also, what was it like sort of mixing it up with a guy of that quality?
Yeah, Quillan's good, man. I'm super pumped for his fight next week. So we're fighting on the same week. But I think I'm close. I don't think this season. Realistically, I think next season, Contender Series, I'll be on there for sure. I'll get through Jarrett and hopefully someone else at the end of the year. And then, yeah, we'll see if there's enough time for another fight next year. At that point, if all goes well, I'll be 6-7-0, and I think I'll be undoubtedly on that Contender Series next year. I think that realistically, that's like a good way to look at it. I'm not in no rush. I'm only just turned 21, so I've got plenty of time. I love fighting, whether it's on Hex or if it's in the UFC. I don't care. I love to fight, so I'm just going to keep doing what I love, and I know eventually it's going to pay off.
Did you get some rounds in with Quillan?
No, we didn't do too much because he's on his fight week now, so he has to be careful. You can't risk too much, but yeah, it was good to watch him work. Also, he's looking sharp. I'm sure he's gonna get the contract.
Oh, so he was scared. So you were
yeah. He actually ran. He declined the chess match with my coach because he's already beat him. He needs his confidence high.
I have heard that. I have heard that there's a bit of a rivalry there with the chess. Do you play chess with your coach?
Yeah. I do. I beat last time I versed him. He always used to beat me, and then last time I versed him, it was like maybe 6 months to a year ago, and I beat him, and I've never versed him since. I'm leaving on a win.
Well, mate, you mentioned about just turning 21 and all that sort of stuff. Normally, there's a big party that comes when you turn 21. We've talked before about balancing life and whatnot. Are you still getting out and about? You talking to girls? What's happening, mate? Are you just living in the gym?
Nah, look, this year my birthday's on September 7th. That's what we said. On my 21st, I trained twice. I did my spider 5 rounds. I did my jiu-jitsu in the night. I just went to bed at 11 o'clock, 10:30, like always. So, yeah, it was nothing special this year, but like I said, we'll make up for it in September. I'm burned out that.
Mate, on this bout, September 7th, Jarrett Wilbraham. Now, he's a tricky fighter. He's not necessarily a guy that is known for putting guys to sleep with one shot or anything like that. He can finish you. He's a very kind of unorthodox. How do you prepare for someone like him?
Yeah, I think it all comes down to all the bodies I've got outlines, and even like some guys that are fighting the next day on Road to Hex, those guys give me some of my hardest rounds. They can imitate fighters well. They're taller and longer, even than me and Jarrett, pretty much the same height and build, but they can mix it up well. And then obviously we've got other pros like Marwan stepping in and fighting on the same night. We've been in this camp together. Yeah, those guys give me many different looks, and yeah, I'm gonna be more than ready to deal with Jarrett.
And do you have a prediction for the fight?
To be honest, I think I'm gonna put him out with my hands this fight. That's what I hope. But I mean, I can't complain with another submission. Continue the streak. I don't know what it's at the moment. I think it's like 6 subs in a row. So if I get a sub, I won't mind. But I'm looking to put him away.
Another crash landing triangle.
Yeah, another fluke. Hail Mary. I've seen Justin saying that a lot. To be honest, Hail Mary or whatever. But
did you see that one?
Yeah, to be honest, I've got so many videos of me pulling that off inspiring. That's the move I go for a lot.
He actually said that to that post fight where he was like, You just kind of beat me on the fluke.
Yeah, I know. W's next to my name.
Oh, I love it. All right, mate. Best of luck. Obviously, I'll be watching. Yeah, hopefully the hype train continues.
I hope so. Thank you. Thanks for
Peace,
having me, Mitch.
peace out, legend.